Hey, what's up, America? I'm America's sweetheart, Eric Ryan, and this is HubSpot expert and boat captain, Captain Tom. There you go. And this is 190 West presents Just the Tip with Captain Tom, the show where we give you just the tips you need to get the most out of HubSpot. And by get the most out of HubSpot, I mean make more money with HubSpot. Today's tip, Tom, I believe has to do with content. Yes?
That is correct. So it's a little different of a tip. Kind of we're going to roll into a little bit of a rant a bit. Okay. I don't know if it's a rant, but more of like a suggested path for people creating content. And then we'll show a little bit of HubSpot too, because HubSpot does have a cool AI integration now and ability. So we'll get into that a little bit as well too.
So what are you thinking? What's your general feeling about the direction people should take with B2B content?
Yeah, so content, right? So everybody is very quick to talk about themselves. We've got clients that do this, and I know it's great, right? You've got the greatest product. You can solve all the world's problems with your tools. That's all well and good, but no one really cares at the point of doing their initial investigation, right? They have issues, or they're thinking about, maybe I have issues and I don't know yet, right? So they need content to kind of feed that, right? And to guide them down that path to really understand what are the issues that they're having. So you got to put yourself in their shoes. That's the content you got to create to get people at the more of the top of the funnel, where you can actually influence them to drive them further in the funnel and to give yourself the best chance to sell them your product. Yes, at a certain point, you need to talk about yourself, right? That's inevitable, but you shouldn't do that at the start. So I just see it far too often. People overload things about themselves, about their products, and not enough about their prospects. So I will show you. So there's some really cool things that HubSpot has done with regards to AI, right? And yes, you can use ChatGPT, right, which is a fine source to do that. And again, it is. I always say this: it's a starting point. Generally don't want to just take this stuff and just run with it as is, because it's not really in your voice. Although the tools are getting better, you still could have something similar to someone else, right? So you got to have it in your own voice for sure. But one thing that I see a lot of people struggle with, and we do as well, is regarding email subject lines, right? And it's okay, and I want to have one too short, I don't want to have one too long, I want to have it impactful, right? Because it is the first thing that people see when they receive that email, and it's going to either convince them to click, or they're going to skip and delete, right? So HubSpot has this AI generation in a few different areas within the tool itself. So subject lines being one. So, for this email here, and obviously this is just a sample email, so just gonna have sample content and all that. But when I hit generate here, the tool is actually looking at the content that I've got in the email set up. It's pulling from that, and then it's creating some subject line suggestions, right? So you can see here you've got 3 here, right? So hey, one of these may work. Perfect. Insert, right? And then you can make some adjustments. If none of these are good and you don't like any of them, generate new ideas. You keep going through it, right? It's going to keep cycling, keep giving you suggestions. And when you pick one, hit insert. Now it pulls it in, and then of course, then you can make your edits here and save. So it's a great way to get things started, and then obviously build from there, mold it to what you really want, and then you're off and running. So this is the case where if you want to do this within the email copy itself, within blogs, I mean, there's a lot of different places that HubSpot now has this ability. So you don't no longer have to go to a ChatGPT or something outside of HubSpot. You can do it all within the native platform. So I think it's
Plus,
pretty
I would
cool.
Imagine since it's built into HubSpot, you would think that there's some optimization that they're doing, right? The robots must know that these subject lines have a greater chance of being open than something that you might write.
Exactly. Yeah, and you'll see most of the suggestions are pretty short, so they're certainly not going to suggest a full sentence in the subject line. So it is optimized to a point. Which is definitely good. So if you use it just as is, it's probably going to work pretty well. you know. So, you know, I've seen it to be, again, they're all short, sweet suggestions. So that's what you want in a subject line. You want it short, impactful, and you know, nothing too overbearing.